Today Champions League is back, match day 5, Bodø, Glimt, Juventus, and just by watching the videos, just by watching the pictures that are arriving from Norway, I am literally freezing. Mamma mia, it's cold. What a game it will be today, with aggressive weather, with a really strange field. Mamma mia. But again, I tell you, extremely cold in Bodø, Glimt. I spoke with some people from Adidas that are there, with some people from Juve. They told me, Beppe, luckily you are not there because it's like -7, -10 degrees, but what you are feeling is really -20 degrees. What you are really feeling is extremely aggressive and cold. In a way, I'm happy I'm not there. On the other side, it would have been a really beautiful experience because it's beautiful. All the people are telling me that it's really beautiful. But we are not going there for the aesthetics. We are not going there for the landscape. We go there for the 3 points. Ragazzi, just by watching the images I told you of yesterday, the players arriving there with that jacket, that moon boot for Adidas jacket, watching them walking around the field. Mamma mia, really, it's cold. But that being said, and repeated it multiple times, we received a squad list yesterday, and on top of the injuries, Milik, Bremer, and Daniele Rugani, there is one player that is missing. We are speaking about Federico Gatti. Then I don't want to think bad, I don't want to insinuate things, but it's true that the first thing that came into my mind was that pre-Fiorentina training session with the images available for everyone on social media, but also on the YouTube of Juventus. There was one player that was training without long sleeves. It is Federico Gatti. A lot of people were even imaging and going back and linking to Mario Mandzukic, the warrior. Well, Federico Gatti, before becoming Mario Mandzukic, he will need to be a bit more resistant because there is one player with the flu, and it is by coincidence Federico Gatti that didn't travel with the team. Anyway, that being said, ragazzi, let's go with the front pages. Let's go with the possible lineups that are really different than what we were all expecting. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. We see the images on Tuttosport of players that are extremely in freezing mode, but on the other side, what is really interesting to me is the title, Juve ti giochi la faccia e 30 milioni. Juventus, you are actually putting your face in bet or in game. I mean, if you lose today, we are going back to a Maccabi Haifa moment. That's what we are speaking about, but also 30 million euro. You remember yesterday, and I don't want to repeat too much, I told you about losing potentially the qualification to the playoff this season, but also important to think about Serie A, with Como yesterday destroying Toro 5-1, that are over us. They are 6th, we are 7th. It's a disaster. We need today to go and win. It will be difficult, we know it. We see it on Corriere dello Sport, Juve sotto zero, referring to the temperatures, Juve under 0, but is it only referring at the temperature? Question mark, because if we are looking at what we did in the recent games, Juventus is not able to win. Well, I have my questions about that. Non siamo un mezzo disastro. We are not a half disaster, are the words of Spalletti, that says, yes, it's true, the team is not going well, but it's not going that bad as a lot of people want to show us or tell us. What we must do is increasing the level of quality, and the genius idea of Spalletti today, speaking about increasing the level of quality, is actually to put Yildiz on the bench. Prima bomba, first bomba of the day. Yildiz will not play today in an important, crucial, super important game where there is no other way than the 3 points. You know, I already told you, Bodø Glimt, when we saw the draw and when we saw that we would have played there in the month of November, end of November, I told you I'm extremely scared. I didn't know how the season would go. I didn't know in what state we would have been end of November. I was hoping a bit better, but on the other side, I didn't see a win there. Well, today, knowing where we are, in what situation, well, that game is a double factor of stress for me. And then if you tell me that Yildiz, that didn't play well in the last game, is also not playing, and the words of Luciano Spalletti yesterday in conference were, the players cannot always go at the max. Kenan didn't do a lot of beautiful, exceptional performances lately. Riposo fa parte del gioco, which means resting is also part of the game. These are the words of Spalletti about Yildiz. So Yildiz not in the starting 11. Perin should start tomorrow for a lineup that is for the journeys extremely difficult to understand. You know that one of the good things that I praise Spalletti for is that we don't have the leaked formations. Well, it could be that Perin is into the goal with a 3-man defense that Tuttosport and Gazzetta dello Sport are agreeing with. Kalulu, Kelly, Koopmeiners, the same defense that played against Fiorentina, and then that's where we change. Or Tuttosport goes with Cambiaso on the right, Locatelli, Adric, and Kostic on the left, with a trio up front made of Conceição, Weston McKennie, and Jonathan David. Pay attention to the position of Adric and McKennie that could possibly be alternated with McKennie in the midfield, which is more logical, and Adric a bit more up front. On the other side, Gazzetta is giving us the three same defenders, the same goalkeeper, but this time Cambiaso on the left, Joao Mario on the right side, and also there Locatelli, Adric with the same up front, Conceição, McKennie, but this time not Jonathan David, Iceman, but this time Openda. So a few changes from Tuttosport and Gazzetta dello Sport. If you must choose between one or two, and I know that you will tell me, Beppe, yeah, but I would have preferred this or this or this. Tell me which one you prefer to start today, the one of Tuttosport, the first one, or the one of Gazzetta dello Sport, the one with Openda, for example. Let me know. I tell you that yesterday, Luciano Spalletti, I don't know if it has been reported or not, spoke really well about Adric. He underlined again how much quality he has. It could be the game of Vasilije Adric. Then, if really we play with 11 players, I hope that there is that switch of McKennie, Adric, with McKennie a bit more in the back next to Locatelli, with Adric up front. I'm happy that I don't see Thuram there, because Thuram is not playing well lately. Resting is not bad. Yildiz not playing today. If I'm looking at the last performance where he has been criticized, well, I think it's also a correct choice. Playing with Openda or Jonathan David makes totally sense. Conceição starting was a request of me yesterday. Then I'm hoping that Cambiaso, he understands that the game starts at the first second and not at the 8th second. Then who plays up front, Jonathan David or Openda? It's important today not only to play well but also to score. Scoring is what we are asking from both of the players, whoever will start the game, whoever will enter in the second half. Yesterday Spalletti spoke. What did he say? I will not go through all the press conference, but he said that the field but also the weather conditions are not an advantage for Juve. Absolutely not. He knows because he lived in Russia where he coached back then, and he tells us that yes, it's true, it's super cold, not only because it's just you feel cold, but also because you cannot breathe the same way, because sometimes with the extremely harsh wind it's difficult even to open your eyes. Then a lot of people spoke about not only the weather conditions but also the field that is a synthetic artificial field where you need other types of shoes where the ball is bouncing in a different way with a home team that is absolutely used to it. Then I want to calm down everyone. The predicted weather conditions are a bit better than what were yesterday evening. So yesterday it was -7. Well, today it should be just under 0. Is it still cold? Absolutely yes, but a bit better than without. Now, please don't make an excuse about it. Yesterday Cambiaso said against Fiorentina we played under our level. It was a really bad performance. Now we must do much better. There is no other way than making points. I hope he's really speaking about a plural form where he says points and not just a point. And that's super important for the game of today. Other things that Spalletti said, and these are important things, he said at the moment we are too mechanical. We are too much in execution mode. We must think ahead of the first pass. What does he mean? That at the moment we are just thinking about the easy way to go for it, and we are not creating spaces, and if it's blocked we are not able to find new spaces, which is asking. So that's important in our way of playing. Be a bit less cautious when we are building up. Otherwise, if we are too mechanical, if we are too much in execution mode, well, that's where we never take risk. And against a team like Bodø that will go in terms of physicality a lot, pay attention in the back, really pay attention, well, it will be important to play and to be able to create that one-on-one superiority. A player like Conceição would be ideal. A shot from the distance of Adric would be extremely ideal, so pay attention. It could be also one of the reasons why Adric could potentially play today. And then, what else can I tell you? One thing. Bodø Glimt is a team that is also, in terms of physicality, in terms of aggressivity, in terms of they will go at home and they have a lot of respect for you, but they want to do something there. It will be a battle. And the problem, and that's why I'm not that optimistic at the moment, is that I don't remember when we won the last time a battle, and today will be a battle. So today Juventus will need to convince me, us, but today they also have to convince themselves that they can win and bring us back the 3 points that are vital if we want to continue in the Champions League, if we want to save the image, the face, and if we want to believe that we can gain also our first win, but also the money that are a consequence of winning it. Ragazzi, I hope you enjoyed it. I see you here for the pre-game, watch-along and post-game of Bodø Glimt Juve. Grazie, forza, Juve.